Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So this is always a favorite topic whenever you want to come to the UK. You might be wondering the decision which you are going to make, is it going to be the right one? Because it's such a big decision, there might be overwhelming feeling that, oh, what if things go wrong? So that's why in this video, I wanted to break factually down for you guys that should you be considering to come to the UK or not? What are the good advices which you can get? And now I know a lot of people will be on my channel, they will be coming for the first time, so that you know that who I am. So even I came same as you guys as a student, right, as an international student, and I ended up getting a placement, and then now eventually I've got a sponsorship job as well. So if you need any of the help, even I do one-to-one calls, so feel free to check that link in the description below and book a one-to-one call with me. So for this video, we're going to talk about will it be a good decision or not. So in order to go to that decision, I'm going to break this video down into 3 different points. So feel free to skip around whichever point you feel is more important for you. The first point is going to be around cost of living. And even before I start with that first point, I just want to let you know that when you think about immigration, there are always some changes, okay? So I came here in 2018. During that time, there wasn't any post-study work visa. There wasn't, like the immigration was as hard as it could be. But still, I made a decision of coming to the UK, and I ended up having a really successful journey as an international student, right? So there are few things which are not going to be in your control, and that's not what I'm going to. And in all 3 points, I'm not going to discuss about it. I'm going to talk about the factual things which you should be definitely be considering in order to make a decision to come here in the UK. So the first thing is on the cost of living. So for the cost of living, very factual, right? So if you're coming here, there will be rent which you'll be paying. So what we do is, if you come here as a student, you'll be either booking a student accommodation or a private accommodation, and you'll be paying a monthly rent for it. So on average, it's around about £500. But I've got a very special resource for you, which is called Amber Students. So now let's say if you're coming to Newcastle, you don't know about what are all the student accommodations which are available in that area, right? So that's how like Amber Student is a perfect website. So because they have like already integrated all of the student accommodations on their platform, so you can filter out, okay, which one is the cheapest, you can go ahead and book it. If there's other considerations, maybe you want a private accommodation, you maybe want a kitchen in your room, you want a bathroom in your room, so you can have that customizable room option as well through Amber Students. So there's a link mentioned in the description, feel free to check that out, and they've got amazing cashback offers. So coming back to the point, expect to spend around about 500 to 600 pounds on your accommodation. Let's consider 500 pounds. And then obviously you've got food expenses, which is another 200 pounds. So which makes to a total of 700 pounds. Now, you can talk about buying other miscellaneous things, which are your clothing and few other things. But, when I think back to my student journey, these were the 2 main expenses which I ever had during that student life. And everything is like luxury, I will say, you for a student life, right, quote unquote. So expect to spend around about 700 pounds as your monthly living cost. We'll put £100 extra for miscellaneous. Let's cost it around £800. Then the other thing is your university fees. So you're expected to spend around £25,000, which is the average master's fee. Then again, there's a lot of scholarships available. A scholarship is a way of university to give you a discount, really, right? So when I came here, my tuition fee was around 18,000, and I got a scholarship of around 2,000, cut down my fees to 16,000, right? Similarly for you guys. Now I've seen the scholarships which are available for like £5,000, £7,000. All you need to do is apply on time, and it's first come first serve basis, right? So, and how to find the scholarships? Just go to the university website, whichever university you're applying to, and you'll be able to look for that university, and then you'll be able to apply for that scholarships. So in this first point, so expect like this will be your 1 year of cost, which will be like £800 multiplied by 12. That will be your yearly living expenses cost, plus you've got like 20,000 of tuition fee. So the first thing which you need to think about is, do you have enough funds, and how are you going to support yourself, right? Are you going to take a loan? It will be self-funded? How it will be, you need to figure those things out, right? But that's the amount of money which you should be realistically having to spend every single year, right? Now that's the first point. The second point is about education, right? So when you think about coming to the UK, very, very big emphasis has to be on education, right? And when I think back to 2018, my experience, I purely came here for education, right? And that's my advice for you guys as well, right? So if you're considering about UK, yes, have that long-term vision in your head, and I kind of had it, but then that's your destination, but that process is very important, and the process is about your education. So here, my few advices. This is first of all, how should you be selecting a university or the right course for yourself, right? There's a website called Complete University Guide. Go on that website, write down your course name, university, just the course name, and it will show you that course in which all universities is it available. And then in order for to make the decision which university should go for, just pick a university which has got top 50 ranking, right, for that particular course, not the overall university ranking, but just for the course. That's why this website is super helpful. So by doing this, if you go for the top 50 ones, now if you okay, obviously go for the number one, right? But then the number one might be Oxford or Cambridge, which will be very competitive to get in. And then maybe you might be thinking, oh, let me go for the 10th number one, but the tuition fee might be too expensive. Then you might be like, oh, let me go with the 15th one, but it might be in London, which is again very expensive. So again, make those decisions based upon that multiple factors which comes into place. But if you're going for the top 50 universities in that specific course, you should be in a good spot, right? If you want more advice, feel free to book a one-to-one consultation with me. And again, like once you've selected that good university, good course, most important thing is to really study hard when you arrive here in the UK. Don't get distracted with parties. Don't get distracted with other nonsense things which are happening, because at 1 year, be very focused that you need to study. Plus, you need to start applying for the jobs as you land in the here. You need to start preparing your CV and the cover letter, which beautifully brings me to my last point of this video, which is around job opportunities. So like one of the another thing which I want to consider is, are there enough job opportunities in the UK in order for you to have that long-term vision, right? So you can study hard, but what if there are no jobs, right? There's no point. The long-term won't be sustainable for you, right? If you want to have a long-term future here in the UK. So in that sense, what I'll tell you is there's always job opportunities available in whichever country you go to, right? But then I think the STEM field in particular is the one which has got loads of opportunities, and this is the field which also comes in shortage occupation list, which means they do not have enough people who are into the STEM field. So if you can pursue a degree in STEM field, that's going to be absolutely the best thing. That's like what I did in my personal case. And obviously you need to be passionate about it. It's not like you're doing business and all of a sudden you thought about this job opportunity and let me go to the science field. It doesn't happen like that. Figure out what your passion is, right? What do you want to study, what do you want to learn more about. Then again, like finance and business, like all these fields are amazing to come here and pursue a degree. The biggest thing which will be your driving factor in order for you to get that dream job, quote unquote, would be your work experience. So one thing, so before you come here for your masters, it's my request to everyone who is watching this video is to have some work experience, at least 1 year of work experience. It could be internships. If you're working in a corporate, that's the best thing ever, but have that work experience. If you don't have that work experience, I think your chances to get that job significantly reduces. And a lot of international students are in that loop where they've pursued their bachelor's, never had that experience, straight away come here for master's degree, and then obviously they'll complain that they don't get the job, so there are job opportunities available, but it's just like their profile, it doesn't fit into that job vacancy which they're looking to apply for. So that's the biggest advice which I can give you, to really focus on your work experience, then come here for your masters, which will really significantly increase your chance to get the job in here. So with this, these were the 3 points which I really wanted to highlight, and these are the factual points which you should really be considering, not immigration, not about this visas and all those bullshits, like which goes on, right? These are things which are in your control. Think about, are you prepared to be focusing on these 3 points which I've highlighted? If not, UK is not a good country. If you can, then yes, UK is a good country for you. With this, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers, bye bye.